Thank you.
At this time, we call to order the meeting of the Board of Mayor and Selectmen of the City of McComb, City, Mississippi, April the 9th, 2019, 5:30 p.m. Selectman Tollett, would you be nice to pray for us today?
Lord God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all the blessings you give us. Father God, watch over the employees of this city and please protect them from harassment. Lord God, please watch over our public schools. Allow the teachers to teach. Allow there to be discipline. Lord, please watch over the businesses of this city. Allow them to be profitable and successful. Lord God, please watch over our airport. Allow those coming in and out to be safe. We ask these things in your name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. We're going to ask that we get a motion and a second to receive the consent docket. It was motioned by Selectman Cameron, second by Selectman Tollett, that we receive the consent docket. Any question, any discussion? None. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay. I've been asked that we would skip number 3, come back to it a little later on, so we're going to move to number 4. Consider approving resolution appointing, and I hope I pronounce his first name, Teling.
Yes, it works.
Okay. Joseph McCaffrey as a firefighter in the Fire Division of the Department of Public Safety in a probation status, effective April 15, 2019. Can I get a motion in a second?
I'm going to move second.
Okay. Which one made the motion? Which second?
Second.
Okay. Selectman Cameron made the motion. Selectman Tollett seconded the motion. Okay. Any discussion? No discussion. Before we take our vote, let's go ahead and take our vote. That way I won't be lost. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposers nay. Hearing none. Chief, tell me about this young man.
It's Kalen Joseph McCaffrey. He comes to us by way of the Coast Guard.
Okay.
So, and he was a rescue swimmer in the Coast Guard, so he's already got one of the skills we're looking for. He's, again, gone through our civil service testing process. He's met all the requirements, and we look forward to having him on board, putting him to work.
Okay. Tell us something about yourself, sir.
I grew up in McComb, and I went to AFC on a basketball scholarship and played there. And then when I was 17, I joined the Coast Guard, and I got out probably, say, 6 months ago.
Okay. Well, all was in favor of him, so I'm going to ask that he would come through the gate there, and before we can take a picture, Traisha.
All the way back. I'm sorry.
Come forward.
We're going to do this on third, and then 2 and third.
Again, thank you.
Congratulations. Employee recognition. He is here. He's
I know he's here, but we got to get one ready. We're waiting on him.
All right, but
Okay, no, I don't mind.
stay on my mind.
Okay. Okay. Number 5. Consider adopting a resolution appointing, and we have 3 people for the Airport Board, to the McComb Pike County Airport Board, Term B. This appointment will fill the vacancy created by the resignation of Steve Browse and will expire on December the 31st, 2021. And we're going to go by person. So the first person would be Valdez. Yes, sir.
Mayor, I'd like to make a substitute motion on this item number 5,
Let's hear your substitute motion.
motion to table.
There is a motion to table number 5. It was second. Let me write this down. Table by Brock, second by Hill. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay.
Nay.
Okay. Let's make sure we got the nays and the ayes. The ayes are Hill, Brock, and Williams. The nays are Tullis and Cameron. So, ayes. Wait, is Devontae here? Devontae. Okay, we're putting you on, bringing it up louder for we can hear you. Let me go back over that then. Since Selectman Devontae is on board, we have Selectman Johnson, Selectman Williams, Selectman Brock, Selectman Hill saying aye, and Selectman Tullis, Selectman Johnson, Selectman Cameron saying nay. Ayes have it. Number 6, consider amending sign ordinance for businesses. And that sign ordinance is, you should have a copy of that. It says, proposed amendments to section 677, permanent business signs, and it's in section C, wall signs, and it would read, all buildings may have signage on 3 sides of the building. Yes.
We have a discussion on that.
Okay, everybody have that? Okay.
So moved.
So moved?
Second.
Okay.
Second.
Selectman Hill, Selectman Tullis. Discussion. The attorney has asked to have a comment here, so I'm going to yield to her.
Thank you, Mayor. So at the last board meeting, Selectman Thomas had a question about this particular ordinance and whether or not it could be amended because of the existing buildings and the new building. And we talked about some proposed language. Selectman Hill at that time proposed some language which is similar to what you see here, and I thought that it was good language and that we could keep it simple. And so I talked to Selectman Tullis this morning, also to Tim, to just make sure that there weren't going to be any conflicts with the ordinance in its entirety. And so we had a good conference call this morning just to make sure that, this afternoon, just to make sure with the language as it reads, there wouldn't be any conflict. And I just wanted to let you know that this is the language that we came up with, and if you have any other suggestions, just let me know.
Any other questions or discussion? Yes, sir.
Did we consider 4 sides?
No, we went with the existing, since it said in the current language that new could have 3 sides, then we just went with the 3, we didn't consider the 4.
I thought I brought up last week we were consider 4.
Oh, this is at the work session? Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
I make a motion to table.
Second.
Okay, with a substitute motion by Selectman Cameron to table, seconded by second by Brock. Selectman Brock. Now it's discussion.
Selectman Cameron,
Selectman Hill.
I appreciate it, Mayor. Selectman Cameron, you say 4 sides, if it's available? If it's available?
That'd be good.
Okay.
I could be agreeable with that. No problem.
I wouldn't want to force a business to waste money. Actually, they couldn't see this.
No,
Quite good.
I think it says you can, this isn't a must, this isn't a shall, this is just a available.
Okay.
And I agree, if nobody says you gotta have it on 2, 3, or 4.
like I said, my example was on Interstate. Right now you got, a restaurant, a furniture store, and then you've got that little strip out there, you've got a couple of freestanding. I could see signage on 4 sides of a freestanding, as opposed to 3, so I don't know why 4 wouldn't be, considered like 3 is.
It's whatever the board wants. So if you want 4, then what we would say, if it's agreeable with the board and the mayor, all buildings may have signage on 4 sides of the building if available. Does that work?
Okay, so if we make that change, then we're still in the discussion of the substitute motion, okay? With that change, any other discussion as it relates to the substitute motion?
We're in the discussion of the table right now.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Me personally, I would still like to stick with the motion to table. This, to me, is, I just have my, are we just gonna change 3 to 4
Yeah.
and rock on?
Yeah.
I would still like to table, and let's just look at that one more time, that's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Just one more work session, and then I'm good with it.
Okay, so any other discussion on the table? All in favor of wait, I don't want to leave nobody out. Okay? All in favor of tabling, say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. So tabled. Now, going back to number 3, employee recognition. Okay, employee recognition. Michael McNulty is here. Miss Alice, are you here? Okay. I'm going to ask Miss Alice and Michael and anyone that Michael may have with him to please come forward. And I'm going to read from my cheat sheet. Okay? Because I've known Michael for over 15 years, because when I was working in Public Works, Michael was there. And Michael has worked in Public Works for 25 years. His present title is a maintenance specialist. He worked in the street division. He worked in the cemetery division. He started to work here March the 4th, 1994. Presently, he's single. He has 2 daughters. He finished Southwest. He finished from North Pike. He likes writing inspirational poetry, hunting, and fishing. 25 years. Mike, that's been a long time. Understand, in today's society, you're not going to find a lot of people staying on one job 25 years, but you did that, Mike. You gave the city 25 years, and we really appreciate that. Okay? And Miss Alice, you have had the opportunity to work with him and now to be the department head there. What do you have to say about Mike?
Well, Mayor and Board, since you robbed me of what I was going to say.
I'm so glad I can do that.
And I did not bring a piece of paper up here to speak from. Mr. McNulty reminded me that 15 years ago, I stood in the same place with him. And I didn't remember that, and I'm glad that he brought that to my attention. So I just wanted to tell you that I'm privileged to stand here again with you, and I wanted to say that the city does thank you for all your service, and that is a long time to stay somewhere 25 years, because I haven't been able to accomplish it yet. So congrats, and I thank you. Well, yeah, can I? Thank you for coming. That's all right. Thank you. Thank you.
Miss Alice, Michael, and you and your daughters, would you all come?
I'm his sister.
Your sister.
Oh, my baby brother.
That's your baby.
I'm
Correct.
I apologize.
Thank you. Come on, Eddie. It's all right. You can take your own. It's all right. Thank you.
And understand, not only are we recognizing him for 25 years, but Michael's also retiring after 25 years. Okay.
Come on now, we didn't agree to that, now wait.
So he's gonna have time to go hunting and fishing and do all that writing that he likes to do. But on behalf of the city, Michael, we want to present you this certificate of appreciation. It says, in appreciation, this certificate is presented to Michael McNulty in recognition and appreciation of loyal and valuable service to the city of McComb, Mississippi. Our best wishes and heartfelt thanks accompany this expression of gratitude. 25 years of service and retirement. Department of Public Works, Street Maintenance Division. Yours truly, signed, and the city administrator, April the 9th, 2019. Michael, you want to say anything?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank God for allowing me to get to this milestone in my life. It's been a long 25 years. It's been enjoyable all the way. And I'm going to miss you all. I want to thank my family that came out and supported me, my eldest sister, my oldest daughter, and my great nephew. Miss Alice, she just scratched the surface. You know, she stood up for me when nobody else would, and that was real special. And just talking to her, you know, whether I was venting or just letting her know how I felt, she gave me something that will cost me no change at a certain time in my life. And she was a light in the room for me in a dark place at that time. And I want to thank her. So, in closing, I thank everyone that came out, everyone that witnessed this, and I really appreciate the city.
Okay, moving right along. Number 7, consider receiving donation in the amount of $1,000 check number 2296 for donation to the McComb Animal Shelter, J.H. Harrington, to be received and deposited into Fund 001-000-346, and increase line item number 001-105-770, and further authorize a budget amendment for said amount. These funds are to be used to purchase necessary equipment and supplies for the McComb Animal Shelter. Can I get a motion in seconds?
So moved.
Selectman Thomas, Selectman Cameron, any discussion? No discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. We have Selectman Johnson, Selectman Hill, Selectman Bronx, Selectman Williams, Selectman Tullis, and Selectman Cameron, all saying aye. Number 8, consider receiving a donation. You gonna skip this? Can I get a motion to skip?
So moved.
Bronx, Hill, second. Any discussion? And it was at the request of Chief Galvin. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Selectman, need to hear you.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Selectman Johnson, Selectman Cameron, Selectman Toller, Selectman Hill, Selectman Bronx, Selectman Williams, all said aye. Number 9, consider approving payment to USDA NFC FMMI Code Collection Post Office Box 979099, St. Louis, Missouri 63179-9000 for the Emergency Watershed Protection EWP grant in the amount of $38,862.76, and further authorize a budget amendment for said amount. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Selectman Hill, Selectman Cameron, any discussion? No discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Selectman Johnson, Selectman Williams, Selectman Bronx, Selectman Hill, Selectman Toller, Selectman Cameron, all say aye. Consider approving payment to Donna M. Ingram, CPA, PC, DMI, 1280, Warrington Road, Vicksburg, Mississippi, 39180, in the amount of $4,112 for service rendered from June 26, 2018 to current regarding the Greta Patterson's case. Can I get a motion in a second? Selectman Cameron,
Second.
Selectman Hill, discussion. No discussion, all in favor say aye. Selectman Johnson, Selectman Williams, Selectman Bronx, Selectman Hill, Selectman Toller, Selectman Cameron, all said aye. Consider approving payment request number 1 from M&P Construction, 130 Walker Circle, Richland, Mississippi, 39218, in the amount of $72,531.74 for the Hollywood Cemetery Office Building.
So
Okay,
moved.
okay, Selectman Hill, Selectman Brock, second. Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay. The ayes are Selectman Johnson, Selectman Cameron, Selectman Toller, Selectman Hill, Selectman Brock, Selectman Williams. Number 12, consider approving the request from McComb Creative Partnership and waive the ordinance number 1040 and the sale of beer between the hours of 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and further authorize the use of fireworks during the Iron Horse Festival to be held June the 8th, 2019. Can I get a motion in second?
So moved.
Selectman Toller, second.
Second.
Selectman Cameron, any discussion? Selectman Cameron.
32, it just says fireworks and beer. I'm just trying to be sure that we cover our bases. Ordinance 1040 is what? Is that the beer or the fireworks?
That open possession on the street, sidewalk, all that.
Okay. And the fireworks,
I didn't find the number. that's why you.
That's okay. Do we have, certificates of insurance?
We don't, but we will make sure that, not only that, but, we'll make sure that before the event.
Do we need to do this before?
We can do this before, as long as we set a date and time for them to come in and set, and Mr. Butler can handle that.
I'll make sure we have it before.
This is not the first time they have had to bring, insurance in after we approve it. Mr. Hill?
That answers my question. I'm good.
Okay, any other questions, discussion? Yes, sir.
I'm sorry,
That's okay.
are they bringing in a company to do it?
Yes, they're gonna bring in a company to do it, and, it's gonna be out on the railroad property, from what I understand. And I'm sure, because they have to get with our fire department also, as it relates to that event also.
I think in the past, we just always had that in our hand. I just wanna be sure.
We're gonna be sure.
Okay.
Ron?
I got a call today, Mayor, asking if the sports park venue would be available because there are restrictions to have the fireworks by the railroad. So they are coming by the sports park, the company, to look at the sports park and the Well Church parking lot to see if one of those two venues are permissible because the fireworks can't go off by the railroad.
Oh, well, they hadn't shared that with me.
I just got that phone call before our meeting tonight.
Okay.
Should we table this until we get that information?
That's what I was going to recommend.
Are you making that motion, Mr. Johnson?
I'd like to make a motion to table it.
Okay, there's a motion to
Second.
table this, second by Hill. We have already discussed it, but any more discussion?
We just need that paperwork in our hand. We need to get, we've had fireworks down here, haven't we?
We have had fireworks, and
Who's saying we can't?
The Arts Council contacted, said there are restrictions that the fire department, some restrictions.
The restrictions are not on our part, it's gonna be on the part of Canadian National, who actually owns some of the property there. And this stems back to, I believe, the early 2000s, or if you don't remember, we had a fire started on that property, and it took every fire department in this county to put it out. I had to bring brush trucks from the Progress Volunteer Fire Department to fight that fire. Years ago, when they used steam locomotives, the leftover coal and the remnant out of the fireboxes were cleaned out of those locomotives and dumped all over that property. There are piles and piles of coal and the slag and the coke that are buried under brush on that property. So a grass fire started by a firework could very quickly turn into something that would be extremely difficult to put out. We have been there and done that. But I'm not aware of a restriction. So we've not issued a restriction on the fireworks. The fire department has planned to certainly have a heavy presence when this is conducted. But that is the reason that Canadian National does not want fireworks down there.
Any more discussion?
Question.
Yes.
Mr. Ron,
Yes, sir.
any concern about the lights on the field?
They had asked about the parking lot up by the Miracle League as being a specific location, so that's sort of away from the lights on any of the fields.
If they wanted it on the field, would you have any concern?
We cannot have it on the field because we have an event that day on the field. We would take a break from our event, letting the event coordinator know that there's a possible fireworks show, back everybody away at a safe distance, enjoy the fireworks, and resume our event.
Let me ask Ron.
Sir.
Ron, if they had it in the parking lot of the well, would that create a fire hazard?
speaking to me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, I'm sorry. You said Ron.
I'm sorry. Chief, I'm sorry.
I do not believe so. I think that would be a suitable location. I was actually going to ask about the Miracle Leaf Field, that proximity, I believe that's a rubberized
It
surface.
is.
And I would be concerned about damage to that field.
We don't want to do anything to our Miracle Field. It took us long enough to get it up and running.
So I would believe that if available, the parking lot of the well would be a more suitable venue, and I would be very comfortable with that.
Okay. Any other questions?
Can we work in that direction?
We can, but we need to go ahead and table this. Take the vote to table. Okay. All in favor say aye. Selectman Johnson, Selectman Williams, Selectman Brock, Selectman Hill, Selectman Tullis, and Selectman Cameron all vote aye to table this. And we can follow up with the well to see if that will work over there.
Work session.
Work session, we'll see if we got all of it worked out. Yeah. Okay, number 13, consider receiving the CPI report from Waste Management for residential waste collection and disposal services and authorizing the increase of 66 cents monthly. A total right now is $18.42 and it will move to $19.08 monthly. The rate adjustment will take effect May the 1st, 2019. Can I get a motion in second? Selectman Cameron, second.
Second.
Selectman Tullis, discussion. Discussion. No discussion. All in favor say aye. Selectman Johnson, Selectman Cameron, Selectman Tullis, Selectman Hill, Selectman Brock, Selectman Williams, all vote aye. Consider approving a budget amendment in the amount of $25,000 for travel, line item 001-001-635 for the Board of Selectmen. Can I get a motion in second?
So moved.
Selectman Brock, second. Selectman Williams, discussion. Selectman Tullis.
I'd much rather spend that $25,000 on fixing potholes. Asphalt's $75 a ton. For $25,000, you could get about 400 tons. That would fix almost all the potholes in the city.
Okay. Any other discussion? Selectman Cameron.
I've been on the board for 8.5 years. We've had a budget of, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, 12,000.
This year you had 12,000. That's correct.
And I believe that's what we've had for a while, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it was all in the city administrative budget.
You know, this isn't even doubling that budget. This is more than tripling that budget. Mayor, you did bring to the table last week about shortfalls, and I think, I mean, this will bring it to over $6,000 per person on this per selectman. Now, I think there's other. I believe there's other line items for different people other than the mayor, board, and selectmen. I cannot see us going to a $37,000 travel budget, especially when there's shortfalls, and we've done it for 8 years without it. I cannot see it, us upping that budget $25,000.
Well, understand, right now, if it doesn't happen, and the board goes to MML, either we do it now, or when we do the end of the year budget amendment, it's going to have to be done, one time or another. But it's going to have to be done because you don't have any funds to go to MML.
Okay, so if we go to MML and, like we've done in the past, and that leaves a deficit, and we make a budget amendment for what we need, and that's what we've done, that's what we do for a lot of things, rather than just upping at $25,000 and hoping that covers it, or hoping that I just assume we go to MML in the summer and make a budget amendment at the end of the year to cover that.
I'm just saying, it's gonna be your decision, but one way or the other, you're gonna have to make a budget amendment. Either you make it now, or when it comes to the end of the year, budget amendments for items that have gone over their projected amount, and that shouldn't happen, but it does happen. Budget amendments will have to be made.
Like I said, for 8 years, it's never been $37,000.
Any more discussion?
This, Mayor,
Yes, sir?
this does not mean we have to spend this $25,000. It's just
No.
there in case
That's correct.
we're traveling. And I think in the past, maybe the past boards haven't been as aggressive with traveling and attending seminars and class as in the past.
I agree, but even if they have, the monies have not been so set out into just the board's traveling budget. It's been part of the city administrator. So if the city administrator did not travel and some of his staff did not travel, it was covered because it was all in his budget. This year, when we were talking about budget, and I think you had 30,000, right? It was broken out, 12,000 for, board, that's given 2,000 apiece. Then it was 3,000 to myself, and the rest to you.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
is it required that we go to MML?
It's not required that we go to any training at all. Let me talk.
Past 8 years, I was able to stay within that 2,000 every year. It can be done.
Any other discussion?
Well, I would say, going to conferences is very enlightening, and you do get a lot of ideas to bring back to the city. My first term, I was able to go to NLC, National League of Cities, bring back some information and ordinances that may have passed or got denied. But as a selectman, I was able to go out somewhere, meet other people, see what their cities are doing, and bring it back. If we're going to be going to these conferences, I think that we should, make an effort to do that. Not saying that we don't. I just think it should be used for that effort to enhance our city, and not going to conferences and parlaying, golfing, and not going to classes. I don't think we should spend the city money that way. So if we are going to go to these conferences, then we should do what we need to do. We need to go. If we don't spend the money, then the money go back into the general fund until the next budget, and we make our projection for the next year. I don't see why it's a problem for us not to have the money there. If we're not going to spend it, we're just not going to spend it. Now, I understand what Selectmen McComb is saying about let's get the total and come back and make the amendment, but it's the same thing at the end of the year. So.
I concur, it's the same thing. One way or the other is going to do the budget amendments at the end of the year or not. So, I say do it.
In the past, when we talked about money among the board, if we're gonna do this, I mean, I think we need to break it down however it's broken down now and break it down even further. I mean, if it's $37,000, let's break it down among each selectman, and each selectman get 60, whatever. Let's break it down by ward, and each ward gets X amount of money.
And with
Mayor.
Go ahead, Selectman Johnson.
I just want to concur with something that I heard Selectman Brock and Selectman Hill allude to because they've always stayed in budget, over the past 8 years. But I just want to say that for me, as a brand new councilman, selectman, being able to go to different classes, training, has broadened my horizons on a lot of things, enlightened me on a lot of issues and making policy. And I feel like it's our job to go out and to educate ourselves so we can best represent the citizens of McComb. As the mayor alluded to, either we're going to do it now or we're going to have to do it later. And we don't have to use the entire $25,000. But it's very important that when we do sign up to go to these classes, that we're actually attending class and we're educating ourselves.
Okay. One more.
Again, affordability is the key here. I mean, I'd love to go on 4 vacations a year personally, but I can't afford it. Affordability is a concern, and when you brought the fact that last week that we're down in revenue and we're up in our travel, I can't do it.
Selectman Hill.
We've been down in revenue for maybe the past 3-4 terms, and watched this board spend hundreds of thousands of dollars knowing that we were under revenue, and we're talking about $10,000 here for less than $30,000 for education to improve our city. And I don't see what they're just going to do it now. And I do agree with Selectmen Cameron. We should break it down into wards. And if you travel and you've been to enough classes and you run out on your amount budgeted, then that's it. And it should be our due diligence to not just try to spend the max and just go to conferences that we see fit for our constituents.
Let's finish up. Last comment, Selectman Cameron, then we're going to go up.
I just have less than 10,000 per person, or what we're increasing? We're asking for an increase in 25,000.
I changed it to 30.
Okay, all in favor?
Wait, are we dividing it by ward, or
It'll
what?
be divided by ward.
I'd like to make a substitute motion to this item.
Substitute motion is being considered. Go ahead and make your motion.
I'd like to make a motion to consider approving a budget amendment in the amount of $25,000 for travel, line item number 001-001-635 for the Board of Selectmen to be divided into wards evenly.
Okay, a substitute motion is made to consider approving a budget amendment in the amount of $25,000 to travel line item 001-001-635 for the Board of Selectmen to be divided equally into 6 wards. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Nay.
Nay.
Okay, we have the ayes first. We have Johnson, Williams, Brock, Hill, the nay, Tullis, and Cameron. Motion passed. Consider approving an interlocal agreement with the town of Summit for the transfer of water account. If you remember, this happened before with prior board with Attorney Wayne Dowdy there at Honeysuckle, where we transferred our sewer to them, and they gave us some water lines. Here are 6 that they found that were still out there, and they want to do the same thing. And Angela has worked on our attorney, I'm used to calling her Angela, our attorney has worked on the interlocal agreement. You have it before you. Mayor Robinson has asked me about when will he have this in his hand, because progress as far as for the city of Summit, they cannot go forward. They've gone as far as they can go. They cannot go any further without having this interlocal agreement. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay.
Who made the motion?
Wait,
Anybody make-
didn't nobody make the motion?
So
Okay,
moved.
let's get the motion.
So moved.
Second.
Hill, Cameron. Now, any more discussion? We went through discussion before we. Now, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay. Hearing none, we have Selectman Johnson, Williams, Brock, Selectman Hill, Selectman Tollers, and Cameron all saying aye. Consider approving the quarterly evaluation form for department heads. You have that, you've had it, you've had a chance to look at it. Can I get a motion and a second?
So moved.
Selectman Brock, second. One, second twice.
Second.
Johnson, Selectman Johnson, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay.
Nay.
One voting nay. For aye, we have Selectman Johnson, Williams, Brock, Hill, and Tollers. Nay, we have Selectman Cameron. Consider approving travel for Selectman Devontae Johnson to attend the National League of City Conference in North Little Rock, Arkansas, May the 2nd through the 3rd, 2019. Can I get a motion and a second?
So moved.
Selectman Brock,
Second.
Selectman Hill, discussion. Understand that Selectman Johnson is a member. The National League of Cities is going to cover, I'm going to say 95% of his travel. 5% will be that part where he goes from McComb to the airport and back. Will have to be covered by the city. But his plane, hotel, all that will be covered by the National League of Cities. Am I correct in stating that, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sir, Mayor, you said it perfectly.
Okay. Any more discussion, questions? Yes, sir.
Why aren't we all members of National League of Cities?
Can I answer that, Mayor?
That was on TV, man.
We have not filed to be members of National League of Cities, but we can all, the city as a whole can become a member of the National League of Cities.
Mayor.
Yes.
And to allude to something that Selectman Cameron said, if you would have attended the Strong Southern Initiative class, you would have been included on this training in Little Rock.
Selectman Hill.
I need not say.
Okay. Selectman Brock.
Pass.
Passed. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay.
Aye.
Okay. The ayes are Johnson, Williams, Brock, and Hill. Nay is Tollers and Cameron. Motion carries. Consider authorizing the city clerk to publish a request for qualifications, RFQ. I skipped one, I'll come back to it again. RFQ for architectural services. Can I get a motion in second?
So moved.
Selectman Brock, Selectman Hill, discussion. And let me tell you why we need this. At the work session, you asked me to contact the other two architect firms, and this is what they have requested. So in order for us to do this, we have to get approval from the board to authorize the request for qualifications. That's the only reason why we're doing this, because that was one first thing they asked, was when we gonna get our request, when, you know. So I told Sevilla we need to go back to the board and get that approved by the board. Any other questions or discussion on this? Yes, sir.
How many is on the list?
There are 3 on the list that I've contacted. Now, if you have anybody else that we need to send it to, once we approve it, just let us know. Okay? Anybody else has a architect firm that you would like to receive the request? Ms. Sevilla is looking over, trying to finalize the draft of that. Hopefully we'll be able to get it out in the next day or two to those,
Excuse me, go ahead.
to those architect firms, so they can get it back to us as quick as possible. Yes, sir.
I would like to review it before it goes out.
Okay.
Is any of it ready now, any part of it?
I had this to do with it. She said, I'll send that to you, I'll send you tomorrow. Let me ask her.
It is ready, it's ready now?
If she's approved, because it has to go through her.
I sent it out tomorrow.
Okay. And that's before it goes out?
Mhm.
Okay,
You get it first thing in the morning.
thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay, we have Selectman Johnson, Selectman Williams, Selectman Brock, Selectman Hill, Selectman Tollett, and Selectman Cameron. If I'm correct, all saying aye. Okay, we need to go back to one. Consider approving travel for the mayor, Alice Barnes, and Savitris Dillon to attend statewide revolving loan fund workshop in Madison, Mississippi on April the 30th, 2019. Motion by Selectman Johnson. Second by Selectman Williams. Any discussion? This is a free workshop. We can travel in city vehicles and save city money. Okay? But anytime Ms. Alice wants to borrow money, sometimes the Public Works use this revolving loan fund for helping with water tanks and things over there in Public Works. Any discussion? No other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed is nay. Selectman Johnson?
Aye.
Okay, Selectman Johnson, Selectman Williams, Selectman Brock, Selectman Hill, Selectman Tollett, Selectman Cameron, all said aye. Consider ratifying the mayor's signature to replace an exposed underground primary cable utility pole. Can I get a motion in second?
Second.
It was by Selectman Cameron, second by Selectman Brock. Any discussion? No discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Selectman Johnson, Selectman Cameron, Selectman Collins, Selectman Hill, Selectman Brock, Selectman Williams, all said aye. Consider authorizing the closing of all city buildings on Friday, April the 19th, 2019, in the observance of Good Friday for the city of McComb. Can I get a motion in second?
Second.
Motion by Selectman Tollett, second by Selectman Brock. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed is nay. Selectman Johnson, Selectman Williams, Selectman Brock, Selectman Hill, Selectman Tollett, Selectman Cameron, all said aye. There are announcements.
Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to add 2 additional items to the agenda.
There's a motion to add 2 additional items.
Second.
Okay. Discussion, can you?
Sure. The first item would be to authorize the city attorney to write a letter in support to our state legislature in support of passing a bill of giving our teachers an appropriate pay raise of $4,000 or more.
Okay.
With the support of the city of McComb. The second item is for the board to go into executive session concerning personnel matter to include the city administrator and the city attorney.
Okay. There is a motion by Selectman Hill, second by Selectman Johnson, to amend the agenda to consider 2 additional items. 1, authorizing the city attorney to write a letter of support for teachers' raises of approximately $4,000
Or more.
or more. Second one goes into executive session to discuss personnel matter and with something else.
To include, city administrator, butler, and city attorney.
Okay, and to include the CA and the city attorney. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposers nay. Hearing none. Let's get the vote. Johnson, Williams, Bronx, Hill, Tollett, and Cameron all said aye. Let's take the first one. The board to authorize the city attorney to write a letter of support for teachers raised in the amount of $4,000 or more. Can I get a motion to second? Selectman Johnson made the motion, Williams second, discussion. Yes, sir.
So this includes good teachers, bad teachers, experienced teachers, everybody lumped into one.
Lumped into one.
That is correct. When a company give raises across the board, they don't go through and looking to see who's good or bad. It'll be very disappointing if the city of McComb does an election to see when we decide to give ourselves a raise on who gets one around this board. So the teachers are employed. They're required to be there at a certain time and leave at a certain time, whether they're good, bad, or horrible. I think that most of our teachers are good, and I would like to keep that in the light. Not saying that we don't have bad employees that's teaching, but let's support our teachers, and I think we can do so.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay.
Nay.
Okay, the ayes being Selectman Johnson, William, Brock, Hill, the nays being Selectman Tollett and Selectman Cameron.
I would like to also say, Mayor, if you don't mind, behind that motion, that's okay.
Go ahead.
It's deliberate that the state of Mississippi, led by the Governor Phil Bryant, and the people that's voting against public education, that they're already poorly funding public education. And it's sad to see that we have two selectmen around this board that wouldn't support paying our teachers an appropriate amount. It's difficult enough living in this state, this city. The prices are totally always increasing, but the pay is not. So, I mean, I respect you guys' vote, it's just sad to see.
Cameron.
City of McComb, per capita, has the largest school system in the state as far as $31 million a year. And they're not doing that well. With $31 million in the largest per capita, you would expect the school system to do better.
Cameron.
I've run a business for 30 years, and I don't do across the board pay raises, and I just wouldn't suggest that the city do it either. It's basically, performance-based.
Okay, second thing was to go into executive session. I don't have no paperwork because I wasn't expecting that. So can I get a motion and a second to go into executive session? Closed session, not executive session, closed session. Selectman Cameron, Selectman Williams, and I'll get one when I go that way. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed is nay. Selectman Johnson, we're going to have to connect you or call you once we get in there, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Talk to you then.